Pop tried to protect us with wrestling. He said if we were the toughest, the strongest, nothing could ever hurt us. I believed him. We all did.
Hey everybody, Austin here talking about The Iron Claw. The movie is all about a family of pro wrestlers, specifically speaking about the Von Erich family. Brothers that are rising through the wrestling world in the 1980s under a very strict family structure. And that's really all I feel like telling you guys about the plot, because this movie, it is deep. The filmmaking here goes beyond anything that I have seen within recent years. Now let's go ahead and talk about Troy Bolton, Golden Boy, Zac Efron. He is the character that we, the audience, like to portray ourselves as. There's this scene very early on with Zac Efron when he meets his girlfriend, then future wife, and in that scene, you just feel so emotional. I bubbled up. All it did was linger on one specific hug. The meaning behind the hug was very emotional, and I feel like a lot of people can definitely resonate with his character, especially with everything that his character endures throughout the entirety of this film. You really feel for this guy. You feel for all of the other actors, their characters in this movie, and they're all being pressured beneath the thumb of their father. He is making them, forcing them essentially to enter a life of wrestling, despite some of them not, wanting to do any of that. Some of them may want to go out and be artists or play music or just discover what life is all about outside of professional wrestling. Some of them, yeah, they're there for it. They're training. They're doing their best.
Now, we all know Kerry's my favorite, then Kev, then David, then Mike. But the rankings can always change.
But then the others, they are the low-ranking sons. And he comes out and says that. That's just an immediate red flag right there. I feel like a lot of us who are watching this movie can understand just how bad this kind of situation can be, as well as handling others' emotions and later impacting them overall later on in the plot, then leading to a ton of tragedy. This movie, it just hits you like a truck. And at some points, you kind of feel numb to the point to where you just don't want to feel sad anymore. Chris Von Erickson, a lot of people online are asking why this brother was not into the film. And the filmmaker responded, well, it was just too much for the film to bear. And also to save the filmmaking's cohesive structure. I do think that was a right call. It was very hard for me to get through this movie. And I know what all goes into a movie. I know it's all acting. I know it's all fake. I know there's a script involved, but it's also a lot darker than most would imagine this story playing out to be, especially for those who don't know the plot or the real life story of the Von Erich brothers. I can count on one hand how many times I nearly teared up during this film, and some of those times were including the happier scenes. I had some very happy tears flowing from my eyelids, and I gotta say, the movie won me over based on that alone. But then also take into consideration the filmmaking and the stylization of how everything looks. The way this movie looks, it feels like you're there in the 1980s, that you are watching these wrestlers actually live their lives, like almost like a documentary. Everything visually just spoke to me while watching this movie. I felt so connected, like I was actually there. I got sucked out of the movie theater and transported into this world of this wrestling family, and I wanted to hug each and every one of these kids. I felt so terrible for them, and it's an overall just very, very engrossing movie. Now again, I do want to mention something here that I have mentioned in previous movie reviews, but I just have to continue saying it because A24 has been taking the helm of cinema for the last 3-4 years. They are taking so many risks. If you told me Hollywood was producing a generic movie about wrestling, I probably would have never gone and saw the film. However, with A24 and the story, the vision of the director here, and them putting all their chips on the table to unleash this movie to the public, I've got to say, they have got a lot of gall to be able to do something like this and then to also get away with it. Let's say in a given week, they release a brand new MCU film and then they release also an A24 movie. I'm gonna go see the A24 movie over the Marvel movie, especially with just how bad they've been doing, but A24 overall, I just want to say it right now, they have been producing hit after hit after hit. Yes, they do have some very oddball movies out there, especially in recent times, including Men, Wow, what a crazy movie that was, especially the ending. But yeah, no, A24 is just knocking it out of the park. And with Iron Claw, they are doing it yet again. If it hasn't been clear, Iron Claw is a magnificent film that I highly, highly recommend, which is, again, shocking since I know nothing about wrestling nor any of these real life stories. I wasn't there for it. But then again, this movie just drags me in and makes me care. I went ahead and did some research. I learned a lot. I also did learn a lot about the production of this movie, which they did use an A24's cinema camera, which is a camera from 2003, and they put that on a drone. I don't know of any other movies that have done that. Please let me know in the comment section if you do, but that is insane. Any of you who are worried about not resonating with pro wrestling or wrestling at all, you will find something to love here about this movie. I can guarantee it. This movie is a phenomenal film. Iron Claw is a movie that I would love to experience time and time again. Therefore, I'm gonna go ahead and give this my Airing Austin approval, as well as a 10 out of 10 score. I will definitely be rewatching this movie in the near future, as I definitely just loved it. May not be my favorite movie of the year, but I absolutely loved this masterpiece of a movie. Guys, let me know what you guys thought about Iron Claw in the comments down below. And if you guys enjoyed today's video, be sure to leave a like and hit subscribe for more movie reviews. Otherwise, my name is Austin, and I will catch you all in the next one. Austin out.